Hi guys, welcome to my first in real life video. I'm recording over the video, so forgive me if everything seems kind of chopped together. But in this video, I'm basically going to be talking about the amazing digital circus drama. So without further ado, enjoy the video. Yeah. So topic 1, the tadc drama. So recently I've been hearing from basically everyone and their mama that apparently the Jack's voice actor has said things close to or exactly of the N-word. And so I know there's a lot of Jack's fans out there who are like, he'd never do that, or it's innocent, or 7 years ago. But personally, I believe that that word, even if it's said in the past, should always have consequences, because that word is so hateful and it leaves a really big impact on people. And I think that the N-word should never be said, not unless you're black. And this is coming from a white boy, okay? And I think there's a rumor going around that Kinger's voice actor is a groomer, but I really don't have a lot of evidence on that or information, so don't take what I'm saying for record or whatever. I don't think I heard anything about Gangle's voice actor, but I think it was either Gangle or Zubal's voice actor that also had some racial stuff going on, some racial slandering in the past. Yeah, and there's also a lot of drama going around because the last finale episode of the Amazing Digital Circus is apparently going to be held in movie theaters and stuff before it comes out on YouTube or other platforms that the Amazing Digital Circus is on, like Netflix. And a lot of people are feeling like them having it in the theaters kind of takes away from the fact that they're an indie show. This was an indie animation series, and it takes kind of away from this being independent, not having to rely on corporations who restrict what your show can and can't have. But personally, I kind of feel like this is a big win for an indie company, because getting to have your show in theaters, I mean, that's a really cool experience. And I don't know what type of theaters it's going to be held in, but I think it's one of those theaters where they have the moving seats. I think that's really cool. But I can totally understand why some people don't like the fact that it's being held in movie theaters and stuff. And I really understand that, because it does take away from it being an indie series. I mean, I was kind of iffy about it coming out on Netflix, or was it Hulu? I was iffy about that too, but I think it's a big win for Glitch. But I don't know, this stuff going around with the voice actors is just right before the last episode too. I mean, how worse can you get? Anyway, that's all the information I really have on the situation currently. But I wanted to talk about that since obviously I'm drawing Zubal and Jax in the background. Oh, and I just remembered another thing that I saw, and don't quote me on this, but apparently the Amazing Digital Circus / Glitch has been taking the last episode out of different cinemas across the area for apparently no reason, which is odd. But another person said it might be because they don't want to censor anything, and so they're taking it out of certain theaters. And my thing is, the Amazing Digital Circus is not a kids show in any means. I mean, it tackles panic attacks, breakdowns, obviously, murderous tendencies from Jax, and they're It's like the body horror is insane in this show, okay? I'm sure plenty of people are gonna call me like a sheep or something by saying the body horror, but genuinely, it made me uncomfortable seeing some of those scenes. Like with Jax's, like, fur off or something, and then Gangle, like, switching out their body parts. No, that was Zubul. And then Gangle wearing, like, the mask, and then having it, like, took off the happy mask in that one episode. Genuinely, that made me uncomfortable. And I'm not, like, innocent in any means, but, like, it just, it's definitely not a kid's show. I don't think a child should be watching The Amazing Digital Circus. Just because something has bright colors and it's more of a stylized style does not make it for children. And I feel like not enough people recognize that. But, like, The Amazing Digital Circus, I've seen so many children, like, getting into it and, like, interacting with the overall fandom, like, and I understand, like, it is appealing. It's appealing. I really liked the show when it came out, but I still don't think children should watch it. And I don't know. It's just really weird, the, like, censorship and everything nowadays. Because, like, people just automatically assume because something's bright, colorful, or has more smooth texturing, I guess, that automatically it's, like, for children. You can see this with other shows too, like Hell of a Boss and Hazbin Hotel. Neither of those are for kids, but just because it's in a cartoon style or it's animated, people think that all of a sudden it's a kid's show. It's not. Even in that show, it goes over very heavy topics like SA or self-harm, alcoholism, stuff like that, right? And I don't know, with the actors, it just really, it's disappointing. It's gonna be disappointing, really, because the show was important to me. It was important to a lot of people, and it's disappointing that the actors are not taking up for the fact that they did that. Mind you, I'm not really too caught up, so maybe they did release apology. I don't know. But personally, I think that they, including Glitch Productions, should really send out a very massive apology. I believe, yes, you can change as a person, but just because it's 7 years ago doesn't mean it doesn't make an impact. The N-word is a hateful, hateful word. It was made to put black people down. So I really think that they should just put a big, big apology out there. A serious one, not like freaking Colleen Ballinger or whatever. Like a serious one. Instead of making jokes out of it. Because this is a serious situation. These are adults. This is a company. I mean, this could affect everything in the show. Anyway, the last few things I want to talk about is why I personally think that... Well, dang, what the freak am I talking about? I know, I forgot. Anyway, the Digital Circus has also apparently been trying to put out this last episode 2 weeks early, which is odd, because it's obviously overworking their animators trying to put out something so quick and trying, obviously, to have quality. And it might be released without, all the finishing touches. And I feel as if people who are going to be spending money in theaters should be able to have the quality that they're paying for. I know these tickets aren't going to be cheap. And a lot of people are going to be cosplaying, spending money on cosplays, food, to go see this event. And so I think that the people who pay for it should get, 100% of what they're going to be watching. Sorry if I keep sniffling. I'm genuinely sick right now, so... also like another thing about the like digital circus like fandom that I've noticed is there is a overwhelming amount of pro shippers and dark shippers and just odd people in the fandom base. And the reason like I'm bringing that up is like not to hate on pro shippers. Like some of the stuff is just I don't like what they ship, but I'm not going to go out of my way to make them feel bad or to harass people who pro ship or dark ship or whatever it's called. But I think that they should be more private about it, considering, like I said earlier, I don't think the Amazing Digital Circus should have children fans watching it. But being in a fandom like the Amazing Digital Circus, as someone who will pro ship, I think you should make sure to tag all your videos and your photos very, very strictly, because whether we like it or not, children are going to find their way onto the Amazing Digital Circus fandom. And so I'd rather them be like as safe as possible in the fandom than, having to dodge this and that left and right. And I think that should go without saying for every fandom, that everyone in the fandom should be making sure that even though the underage fans are there and they are not supposed to be, they're going to do it anyway. And I think we should do our job as, good people or something to make sure that they are safe in whatever fandom that they're going to be in, I believe that even if you watch problematic media or media with dark content, you should still make sure that you're not being a bad person while you're doing that. Like, if you're going to watch something that's upsetting, you shouldn't go watch it if you're not mentally safe. So, don't go hating on Gooseworks or their team, but just keep these things in mind when watching or consuming any media from this show. But that will be it. So, thank you for watching my video. And like and subscribe, I guess, if you want to, for more cool content. Bye!